America great again. Thank you, Arizona. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't you ever be sad. Lean on me in times of bad. When the day comes and you're down, and I'm in trouble, and I'm about to drown, just hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm on my way. If you get cold, yeah, I will be your cover. Don't have to worry, 'cause I'm here. Don't need to stop, baby, 'cause I'm here. Just hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on. Look at it. Reach out to me for satisfaction, yeah. Look at here, Dave. That's all she got to do. Call my name, yeah. For reaction, yeah, yeah, Now don't you ever be sad. Lean on me when the times are bad. When the day comes and you're down, baby, the river trouble and I'm about to drown. Just hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, don't you worry, I'm coming. Here we come. Hold on, I'm coming. Yeah. Hold on, don't you worry.
Far distant land of common sense, a place where we all once lived. You'll find the Conservative College with Professor Toto. It is here where the foundational principles of our great republic are still taught and true patriots are still educated in the hallowed halls of this school of hope. Just like the iconic puppy from The Wizard of Oz, who found great joy in pulling back the curtain on the lies of the wizard, so does Professor Toto. Grab your seats and welcome to the Conservative College. Class begins now.
Hello, America. Hello, America. Good evening and welcome to the Conservative College. Welcome to the halls of hope for America. Welcome to the School of Sanity, the collegiate course in common sense. It is Tuesday night, and you know what time that is. That's the time when the secret doors to this secret academy of the astute is swung wide open, and those that know how to get here grab their bean bags and they say hello to one another as they prepare to be enlightened, encouraged, educated, and all things in between. It is 8 o'clock Central on the beautiful Gulf Coast of Mississippi, and I am your humble, neighborhood-friendly, fluffy professor, Professor Toto. And it looks like we are shoes. So here I am trying once again. Hello, Cindy Lynn Parkin David Urbrock, Patricia Parsons. Hello, Tom Chambers. Hello, Brother Daniel DeMeyer. Hello, Roe. Good evening to you. Salty Sandy. Hello, Salty. Good evening, Elizabeth Brody. Good to see you tonight. Jackie Letterman says I'm glitching. Jeffrey Dube, Megan Marshall, Teresa Geschwinder. Hello, Tricia and Adam Wingo and Barbie Cavala. Hello, Carolyn Klein from Milford, Ohio. Teresa Fogelman, good evening. Hello, Jenny Lambert from Liberty from Ohio. Cindy Grove from Australia. Good evening, one and all. Thank you, Mary Griffin. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my world. Hello there to the Gibsons from Arkansas. Patty Waddell. Lizzie Jordan from Southern California. Lily from North Carolina. Michael Ferguson. Laura Marin from Indiana. Hello, hello, one and all. Glenn Sykes from Clinton, Mississippi. Well, congratulations are in order tonight for sKamala Harris. I want to congratulate sKamala for pulling off what I never thought would happen. Just moments ago, she did it. Literally moments ago. Oh, no. I'm not talking about being the first woman nominee of the Democrat Party. That's not what I'm congratulating her on tonight. I'm congratulating sKamala for pulling off the greatest scam in American history on the American people, or especially the Democratic Party. Hey, you got to give kudos where they belong. And tonight I watched for the first time in American history, I watched someone steal the Democratic nomination and then had all the people that she stole it from applauding the steal. I watched it in living color with my own eyes tonight. I watched a woman that mere months ago would have been no one's choice for the Democratic nomination. Now, she was Barack's choice, and that's the reason it's all worked out the way it has. But he knew, Hillary knew, Nancy knew that sKamala could never win the nomination on her own merits. So what did they do? They sent out Hopalong Joe, and they let him hop along and win the nomination. I'm sorry, I take that back. There was nothing to win. They forbid anyone to challenge him. And they gave, because if sKamala would have run, she would have had challengers. So you send out Hopalong Joe with no challengers. You let him win the nomination. And then what happens? Oh, how history repeats itself. Et tu, Brute? Et tu, Brute? You too, Brutus? Beware the Ides of March, or rather, the eyes of sKamala. Because she, along with all the others, after they had used up this elderly man, then they all gathered round and put the saber in his back. And what makes it even more interesting is they then got him to show up for his own funeral and give his own eulogy and be happy about it. Oh, yes, sKamala deserves kudos. I'm sorry, but we have to give it where it belongs. It happened this week before your very eyes. Your neighbors that are Democrats are all happy that they were scammed into nominating a nominee that they didn't even like. Wow. The web we weave when we plan to deceive. And they have weaved a web. I'm going to tell you all about it tonight. You're going to get educated. You are going to know so much tonight. But we have watched one of the greatest scams in American political history play out before our very eyes. You know, it's one thing to scam somebody, and it's another thing to make them happy that you did it. However, all is not lost tonight. I do have some great news to report to you from the state of Georgia. In that state that Donald Trump must win, he got one step closer tonight to winning the great state of Georgia. Georgia, just an old sweet song. It keeps Georgia on my mind. Donald Trump's got Georgia on his mind tonight because there was a major victory with election reform. It was just passed by a 3-2 vote. And it's so bad for them, for the Democrats. You know it's bad when the New York Times writes this headline: how a far-right takeover of Georgia's election swing, just a swinging the election. Yeah, that's how bad it is. That is the headline of the New York Times. The unelected body that shapes voting rules has a new conservative majority. Do you know why they do? Because of Maga power. We did that. You did that. So the New York Times says it's a far-right takeover. And wait till you hear what they voted on. Wait till you hear how far-right this takeover is. Oh, yeah, it's far-right. Many other publications are calling it a MAGA takeover. And they would be el correcto. Here's the scoop. Let me tell you what happened. What they call a MAGA takeover, I call law and order. So the Georgia Election Board has approved a new regulation requiring election workers to verify that I want you to listen now how far right this is. They are requiring the election workers to verify that the total ballots cast, that's right, the total, matches the total number of IDs that was recorded in the system. Oh my God. Yeah, that's it. That is a far-right takeover. Now, the ballots cast has to match the unique voter ID numbers recorded in the system. Every vote will be legitimate because every vote will have to match up to a legitimate ID. This rule is going to change the way the precincts manage election returns. Under this new regulation, if a precinct is found to have more ballots than IDs, oh my. Oh, I mean, I want y'all to imagine the horrendicity. Oh, yes. For all my children that are watching me, add that to your Toto vocabulary. The horrendicity. I want you to imagine the vitriolity, the horrendicity, the adamancy of this rule, that if a precinct has more ballots than they do IDs registered, they must delay certifying their results until potential fraud is thoroughly examined and resolved. Somebody gag how horrible Georgia is for wanting the ballots to match the IDs. And the New York Times says it is a far right takeover. Now, notice, if it doesn't match up, what do? What we should have done on January the 6th. Oh, and I've got big January the 6th news for you tonight. Don't touch that dial. What happens in Georgia is what should have happened on January the 6th until the issue is resolved. There's no certification. Bam! It really is that simple. So, Georgia, congratulations. Congratulations in the state of Georgia. You're right, Deborah Beth. What a concept. Wow, wow, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know when journalists are going to learn. I don't know when they're ever going to learn not to mess with Donald Trump. Oh, please tell me I have this clip. I hope I do. Give me 1 second. I know I downloaded it. Oh, I pray I have this clip. Oh, this is a mic drop moment. Oh, you've got to see this one. Don't go nowhere. I got to get it for y'all. It's in here somewhere. I know it is. Oh, no. Tell me I don't have it. Oh, no, that's not going to work. I tell you what, hang tight. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Let's see. Hang tight. I've got to find this one for you. This one's a mic drop. Oh, yeah, here it is. Hold on. I'm getting it as we speak. Right. As we drop in Michigan. Hey. Like they never with Trump. Because it comes. All right, it's coming. I'll never learn that trying to outwit President Trump with loaded questions only blows up in their faces. So what you're about to see is a female journalist, okay? And today, she thought that she had caught President Trump. She thought she was about to put him in the vice grips. And she asked him a question. He was in Howell, Michigan today, giving a press conference at the Livingston County Sheriff's Office about crime and safety. And Kamala Harris had called this town the headquarters of the Ku Klux Klan, I believe. And so this reporter says to President Trump, Mr. Trump, Kamala's campaign attacked you for being in this town because of white supremacy. Here's President Trump's answer. You're going to love it.
Thank you, everybody, very much. Thank you for coming.
Who was here in 2021? Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, he made the reporter say Joe Biden was in the very same place in 2021. While we're on the monkey train, let's go look at another monkey that had something brilliant to say last night at the monkey convention.
Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends.
Okay, Donald Trump would sell this country for $1. Hold on, let me do the math. Hold on, I'm not very smart. Let me pull up my calculator. Let's see, 400,000 times, let's see. So it'd be 12 times 4, okay? All right. So if my numbers are correct, Donald Trump gave $20 million back to the United States Treasury for his salary. That don't sound right. Sorry. No, that ain't right. That's wrong. Sorry. Hang tight. I told you I'm not very smart. 400,000 times 4. All right. I'm sorry. $1.6 million he gave back to the United States Treasury. Never took $1. Never took $1. Lost money for being our president. But according to the magistrates of the Monkey Club,
Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends.
gaslighting at its finest. Hey, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but in 3 days, this Friday, Professor Toto, not Professor Toto, Pastor Vaughn will be preaching in Midland, Texas, Friday night and all day Saturday. We start at 7 o'clock Friday night, and I would love to meet you. So if you are anywhere near Midland, Texas, the information is on your screen. The address, 4012 East County Road 63. 4012 East County Road 63, Midland, Texas. Friday night, the ribbon cutting. We're opening a new church there. Our ribbon cutting is at 5:30, and then service begins at 7 o'clock that night. And then Saturday morning, we start our service at 11:15 that morning, and we have lunch at 2 o'clock. Come be in service with me. I would love to meet you there in Midland. My wife will be there with me, and it's going to be a wonder. Come help us open a brand new church there in your area. We call them Kingdom Training Centers. We would love to meet you there. So please come and see us this weekend at Midland, Texas, 4012 East County Road 63. And I cannot wait to meet many of you there. Did y'all hear the news that today, for the first time, I believe in this, y'all got to, first time in are now $1. First time the spot price, 25 Friday, hitting a record high. Now, the question is, why is that happening? Let me show you why. And this is why Americans their money out of fake dollar. That's why this is right there. Bye petrodollar. 159 countries are now about to adopt the new BRICS payment system that is backed by gold. What does that mean? The United States dollar will no longer be the world reserve currency. Guys, you know, I say it all the time, and sometimes you sit there and listen. If you're not listening, get your money out of fake dollar bills and get them in gold and silver. There's a QR code right there. We are the only place that I know of that if you will book an appointment with us today, that we can help you get gold and silver with zero markup or zero commissions. Unheard of. It is exclusively available with Professor Toto. Do it, listen, do it or don't, but do it, okay? Why? Because it really is that important. Where would you rather have 10,000 of your dollars right now? Sitting in a bank, losing to inflation, or sitting in a bar of gold? It's really that simple. So please, please, please. Well, we have some evidence right now that the vice presidency honeymoon appears to be ending. Kamala Harris appears her honeymoon to be ending. We have a new King swing state poll from Pennsylvania by Emerson College that was just released. Trump is back in the lead in Pennsylvania, 51 to 49. That is in a key swing state of Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania is so very important to this election. So that is more wonderful news. Well, in a few moments, the puppet master, Barack Hussein Obama, will be given the keynote address at the 10th Revival of Death in the city of Chicago, a town that has become known for its death in murders and homicides. The Democratic Church of Self has erected a tent revival there, but it is the revival of death. And there, what you will see on display is not the love of God, but rather the fake love of Joe Obama. Last night, Joe Obama walked onto the stage with Brutus. He walked on, and as he stood there, as Caesar did, his friends feigned their love for Joe Obama. Joe Obama was their hero, and he was a hero while they killed him. He was their leader, the protector of democracy, but with no one to protect him. He stood there last night as they pushed the sword all the way in while telling him, "Thank you for your service. Thank you, Caesar, for handing us Rome. Thank you for building the Kamala opportunity that she could never have built herself. We thank you, Joe. We love you, Joe, but you've got to go." It's a tent revival of death. Everything there was about death last night. As a matter of fact, the corpse showed up to preach his own funeral, to deliver his own eulogy, and to shed his own tears as the Democratic National Convention holds its revival of death in Chicago, where murders and drug overdoses are not enough. Now the convention is promoting free abortions during the 10th revival of death. That's exactly right. Right outside the convention center, there is a van, the van of death, where Planned Parenthood has brought a mobile abortion station to abort babies at the tent revival of death. And this mobile clinic will also be medically sterilizing men that so desires to lose their masculinity, and their emasculation can happen in the church van of death. The DNC has officially become the party of sterilization, death, and destruction, as it said goodbye to Joe Biden. Now, they knew that anything could happen with dead Uncle Joe, so they waited till about 11:30 Eastern Time, after everyone hopefully had given up and gone to sleep, and they brought him out to deliver his eulogy. And now tonight, Barack Obama will pitch Kamala Harris as someone who could protect the priorities of Barack Obama's third run for the presidency. Now, I told you a long time ago that Barack Obama was moving in the background in 2020 to promote Kamala Harris. That's why she was made vice president, because their friendship began 2 decades ago, 20 years ago, when he was running for Senate. But let me remind you that his star power was not enough to get Hillary Clinton over the finish line. Neither will it be enough to get sKamala over the finish line. Now, in looking at these two events, the RNC and the DNC, let me tell you the vast difference. The leader of the RNC, Donald Trump, walked into that stadium with the smell and the aura of a fresh divine miracle all around him. With the touch of heaven upon him, he marched into that arena. The aroma was fresh, it was clean, and it was pure. But sKamala will walk into this convention with the smell of a fresh kill, a coup on her hands. Not only was this the convention of death, it was also a convention of lies being repeated over and over again. How many of you remember when Donald Trump said in 2016 about those marching in Charlottesville over the removal of the statue of Robert E. Lee? And Donald Trump said that there was very fine people on both sides of that historical argument about whether to remove the statue or not to remove it. Donald Trump said on both sides of that argument, there was very fine people with valid points. But that made Donald Trump a what? A neo-Nazi. Remember? And yet last night, dead Joe Biden gets up about the protesters outside, the anti-Semitics, the haters of the Jewish people. And what words rolled off of his limp tongue? These words: those protesters out in the streets, they have a point, because there's a lot of innocent people being killed on both sides. Now, why is it that Obama can say that the people outside, the anti-Semitics, the Nazis, are good people? Now, he can get by with that. He can say that. But indeed, Trump cannot say that, because let me just play that for you. Watch it.
I ran for president in 2020 because of what I saw in Charlottesville. neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and the Ku Klux Klan, so emboldened by a president then in the White House that they saw as an ally. They didn't even bother to wear their hoods. When the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides. My God." That's what he said. That's when I realized, had listened to the admonition of my dead son, I could not stay on the sidelines, because the job of the president is to deliver to all of America. And because of you, and I'm not exaggerating, because of you, we've had one of the most extraordinary 4 years of progress ever, period.
Okay, all right. I'm not even going to respond to the most extraordinary 4 years, but I do want to respond to the lie he just told. And I want to educate you so you can know the truth. He just said that Donald Trump said that the Nazis, those that were wearing the hoods, were very fine people. Now, that's what he said, Donald Trump said. But there's a little problem. The problem is that's not what he said at all.
You know what? It's fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group.
Wait a minute. Did he just say what I thought he
You
said?
know what? It's fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis.
You're not talking about who? You're not talking about the neo-Nazis that were wearing the hoods. Okay.
And the white nationalists.
Or the white nationalists. You're not talking about them being very fine people. Thank you, Mr. President.
Because they should be condemned totally.
What, Mr. President? No, surely you didn't say that. No. You said those people were very fine people.
But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
So here I am, Professor Toto, pulling back the curtain, showing you the truth. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if things were not strange enough, now that Joe Biden is no longer running for the White House, you will never guess what he has now been released to the world. You guessed it. The House of Representatives has now produced a report accusing Joe Biden of impeachable conduct. 291 pages alleging that Joe Biden has defrauded the United States to enrich his family. I quote, "President Biden's legacy is marked by abuse of public office, corruption, and obstruction. The evidence produced by our impeachment inquiry is the strongest case for the impeachment of a sitting president the House of Representatives has ever investigated." Let me show you some of their findings. Here's the first accusation. From 2014 until now, as part of a conspiracy to monetize Joe Biden's office of public trust to enrich the Biden family members and their associates received over $27 million from foreign individuals or entities. Accusation number 2. Joe Biden used his status as vice president to garner favorable outcomes for his son and his business partners' foreign business dealings. Number 3, the Biden family leveraged Joe Biden's position of public trust to obtain over $8 million in loans from Democratic benefactors. Number 5, under the Biden administration, the Justice Department and the FBI gave special treatment to Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. Number 6, the Biden Justice Department misled Congress about the independence of law enforcement entities in the criminal investigation of Hunter Biden. Number 7, the White House has obstructed the committee's impeachment inquiry by withholding key documents and witnesses. I would like to remind you, America, what an impeachable offense is. Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. And they said that as vice president, while sitting in the office of president, Joe Biden committed crimes on the level of treason. Now, I'm beginning to wonder more and more if my prediction is going to come true that I gave you about a month ago when I said that I believe that Joe Biden will resign. And I believe he'll do it now to avoid an impeachment, because the House is ruled by Republicans. And if he gets impeached in the House, that is forever on his record and his legacy that he's so concerned about. So why would he not just resign rather than to deal with the drama and let that be how he leaves the White House under impeachment proceedings? And then Kamala would become the first woman, black woman president in the United States without having to win the election and have that status. Now, as soon as she's elected, there will be a lawsuit to the Supreme Court to prove that she's not a natural-born citizen, at which time then the Speaker of the House would become president before the election, if there's time for that. Now, all of that could be averted if Joe Biden resigns, say, a week or two before the election. Then none of that would have time to come to pass. But anyway, I've got a big I told you so tonight. I told you so. Oh, I told you so. How many of you remember when you were freaking out because Donald Trump was not taking a hard stand on abortion? You know, you remember. Come on. You remember that a few months ago. And then when he said publicly that he was not for a ban on abortion. And do you remember how many was blowing my inbox up? Oh, how can we support Trump now? And I came here and I told you these words. What did I say? I'll remind you. I said, I need you to project yourself into the future at the Democrat National Convention. I need for you to see what they're going to come after Donald Trump with. And I'm telling you, Trump is making sure that they do not have a video clip of him saying that he will ban abortion. And ladies and gentlemen, I now present the evidence of that great I told you so right before your very eyes.
This is one of our willow boxes. This was the outfit that she was gonna maybe wear home from the hospital. There's her little the blanket that she was in. It's okay. No.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it. and I'm proud to have done it.
I was punished for 3 days having to wait.
Before I proceed, I want to rewind. I want to show you the only thing they have on Trump, and it's a lie, but watch it.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it.
Now, to all of my abortion-hating friends, that includes me, that's the man that got rid of abortion in the United States of America, lest you wonder where he stands. That is all they have on him. He made sure of it. But if he would have listened to you, they would be hanging him by the throat tonight with the independent voters that are watching this convention. But now watch the lie they told.
And I'm proud to have done it.
I was punished.
Trump's ban prevented abortion. Trump never banned abortion. Now he'll be able to prove that to be a lie because he used wisdom and he had foresight.
For 3 days having to wait for either my baby to die or me to die, or both. I was stuck in this horrific hell of both wanting to hear her heartbeat and also hoping I wouldn't.
There has to be some form of punishment. For the woman? Yeah, there has to be some form.
I almost died because doctors were forced to follow Trump's abortion ban.
I think it might be number 10.
First of all, there was no Trump abortion ban. She said the doctors had to follow Trump's abortion ban. So here's what this lady's saying. She had a child that died later from complications. But basically, she's saying my baby died because I didn't kill it sooner. And then she said it was Trump's ban that did that. First of all, that's a lie. There is no Trump ban on abortion. Abortion is still readily available in the United States of America. Now, Donald Trump will be able to defeat this in a debate. Do you know why? Because they have nowhere of him advocating on a ban. Do you hear the word ban? You heard it twice in that commercial. Ban, ban. It's a lie. When he gets on a debate stage, when he gets on a debate stage, he will be able to tell the independent voter what brilliant. I saw the brilliance months ago. He'll be able to say they're lying. I've never banned abortion, nor am I for a federal ban on abortion. It should be left up to the states. That is the way of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, let Trump win. I've told you that. My message has been consistent for years. Trump is doing whatever has to be done to win the war, not the battle, but the war. Okay? Now, that is why Trump never advocated for a ban on abortion. Because what is the word they're trying to use? They're using it illegally. They're lying. He has never banned abortion. But that commercial said it was Trump's ban that killed her baby. Even though she wanted to kill her baby before Trump's ban killed it. Oh, hallelujah. You know the difference, another difference in the RNC and the DNC? The Republican National Convention was great for Milwaukee's economy. But in Chicago, business owners are boarding up their windows. They're boarding up their windows afraid of the DNC because of the anarchy and the chaos. And guess what the district attorney said in Chicago before the convention began? That protesters will not be prosecuted for misdemeanors. They will not be prosecuted for misdemeanors. Oh, and what's a misdemeanor? Theft under $1,000. So what are shopkeepers doing? That's the difference in the tent revival of death versus the RNC. Well, we have breaking news today. Breaking news today. Do you remember my last podcast where I unveiled Robert Kennedy Jr. for you? I told you Robert Kennedy Jr. is for sale to the highest bidder. Now, luckily for Robert Kennedy Jr., he brings something to the negotiating table. What is that, you say? About 4% of the national vote in a race that's probably going to be won by 2 to 3%. So he's not all dumb. He is for sale. He is available to the highest bidder. He called the first bidder Donald Trump. Then he called the second bidder. The first bidder spoke with him. The first bidder showed him some respect, Donald Trump. The second bidder told him, hasta la vista. What did he want on a cabinet? He wants to make a difference. He wants to be on a cabinet position or in a cabinet position. And he's not in a bad position to get that. Okay? Now, today, his vice presidential candidate made an announcement that RFK is about to get out of the race. Now, many of you have misunderstood her announcement. I'm going to pull back the curtain on this announcement. Don't get too excited yet. In the announcement, she said that they're probably fixing to get out of the race and join forces with Donald Trump. And guess what? I'm fixing to show you some numbers. Trump needs that. It would be wonderful for Donald Trump. But all is not as it seems. That too was a negotiating tool. It sent a message to sKamala. What is the message? We're about to join forces with Trump unless, because both of those people are die-hard Democrats. Shanahan and Kennedy are Democrat to the core. You really think they want to join forces with Trump? He's going to win with or without them. It'd be a lot easier with them because they're pulling a lot of votes from Trump over their vaccine stand. But don't get too excited. They didn't say they were joining forces with Trump. They said they were considering it. In other words, sKamala, before you reject us like we have nothing to offer, we're making it public. We're going to join forces with Trump and give him that 4%. Brilliant. Hey, you got to give the man credit. It's brilliant. Now, let me show you why, if he does decide to join forces with Trump, why it will be a great thing. Let me take you real quickly to the state of Wisconsin. Donald Trump won Wisconsin in 2016 by 22,000 votes. That's less than 1%. He was the first Republican since Ronald Reagan to win Wisconsin. They say he lost it by 20,000 votes in 2020. Can he retake it in 2024? If the election was held today in a head-to-head matchup, Trump and Harris would be tied in Wisconsin at 47%. But when you add RFK to the mix, Harris wins Wisconsin by 2%. Now, why is, if RFK comes our way, why is that a good thing? Because the race is so razor thin. But let me show you why Donald Trump is going to win Wisconsin. Look closely. He'll do it with or without RFK. Because according to Wisconsin voters, their most important issue is what? Inflation, food prices, people's ability to pay their bills, gasoline prices, home affordability, government spending, rising interest rates, tax rates, recession, lack of good jobs, lack of retirement, reliance on foreign manufacturing, reliance on foreign energy, competition with China, labor shortages, layoffs, supply chain. You won't find climate change anywhere in there. You will not find LGBTQ anywhere. That's why Trump will win Wisconsin. So, whether he gets RFK or not, Trump will win Wisconsin. Trump will win Pennsylvania. Why am I telling you this tonight? To prepare you either way. If tomorrow RFK gets an offer from sKamala and goes over there, don't be alarmed. Trump's going to win. If RFK aligns with Trump, celebrate. Trump's going to win easier. Okay? So be prepared either way. Very important. Why am I telling you this? Because my inbox, my email is filled every day with people so afraid. What if, what if, what if? Look me in the eye. O ye of little faith. Donald Trump is under a sign from heaven. Donald Trump is under a light. You need to go to bed. You need to quit taking heart medication over the election. Donald Trump, and I'm going to take it out of the spiritual realm because many of you are carnal minded. You're not able to comprehend faith. Look at the issues. Look at the issue in the 5 swing states. Study those issues. It is on those issues of the economy. I told you, by the time the election rolls around, even Democrats will vote for Donald Trump. So if there was no spirituality involved, which there is, Donald Trump will win because the issues are on his side. Also, all of these battleground states, all of them have made drastic election changes that lent itself to much irregularity last time around. Now, on to other news tonight. Oh, I'm running out of time. All right. On to other news. We're fixing to talk about January the 6th. I have some information that you're going to want to see. It's going to prove everything I told you about January the 6th, but I need to refresh my voice. I'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere.
Spend your money at these mega corporations where it's going? Are you aware that your hard-earned money is being used to support political corruption, which leads to poor federal leadership, hurting our economy, contributing to the overall detriment of our society? This is heavy stuff to think about, I know, but it's time we fought back. Introducing Professor Toto's The Patriots Buying Club. Here, we are a club that gives you the power to invest in companies that uphold patriotic and conservative values your family can respect. Rather than spending your money with these major corporations, we've partnered with a direct consumer company that offers over 400 high-quality, sustainable, and effective products that can be delivered fast, directly to your front door. So many patriots across America has joined us in this walkaway movement. Now it's your turn. Go to www.buybuywalmart.com to join Professor Toto's The Patriots Buying Club today.
All right. I'm going to see if you know this fellow. I'm going to put him on the screen and see if you know this fellow. This fella is the hidden henchman behind it all. Let's see if you know this fella. Right. Well, knows him. The other, but do you know him? I want to tell you who he is, because this is the man that the Koch brothers hired, if you will, to convince Mike Pence to do what he did January the 6th. Read the story. Conservative Republican that is now endorsing Kamala Harris. This is the man that has been fighting Trump, Judge Michael Luttig, a prominent conservative legal scholar. If you'll remember, he's the one that pushed to get Trump off the Colorado ballot so hard with the 14th Amendment. He was on CNN every night. Well, we did not know, ladies and gentlemen, that this secret Camela supporter, this uniparty leader, was the very one, I'm reading the article here, that convinced Mike Pence to defy Donald Trump and certify the presidential election. It says here, let me see if I can find exactly what he told Mike Pence. Can't find it. Mike Pence all day, the day before January the 6th, telling him he could not do it because his brothers had hired him to do it. And now, the man that convinced Pence is a Kamala Harris supporter. Did you hear me? The man that convinced Mike Pence is now endorsing Kamala Harris. This is the dark forces that were at work on January the 6th. Well, here we are. Kamala Harris is coming to save us from what she did to us. Imagine that. She has a new opportunity, economic opportunity for price gouging. We've already talked about that. So here's what we're going to do tonight. If y'all will hold on one second, we're going to go to the People's Court. Y'all hang on. Don't go anywhere. Got to get my gavel. All right. And now, we got to go to the People's Court. Hang tight. We're going to find out tonight about this economic opportunity And now I am Judge Toto. Yes. Judge Toto is now sitting. All rise. Court is now in session. Judge Toto. The Lawless family sent this to me. Next time, y'all need to get an extra large, honey. I can't zip it all the way up. But anyway, here we go. Tonight, we're going to find out, according to Kamala Harris, prices of food and gas are up 20%. Now, let me ask you a question. If you were running for president and you had just been in the White House 4 years, would you really be talking about price control? Because aren't you really saying the quiet part out loud that prices under your watch are out of control? I mean, really? If I was running for president and I'd been in there 4 years, I'm not sure I would be out talking about we need price controls. Because aren't you saying prices under my watch are out of control? Well, according to her, it's not out of control. It's only up 20%. So Judge Toto has called for the evidence to be presented in his court. I went on my Facebook page and I asked all of my followers to go back to 2018 under the height of the Trump presidency, and to send me their receipts. And now, what we're about to do is present the evidence, because I have not looked at any of these receipts, but we're going to look at them together. Now, in 2018, a pineapple was $2.28. So here's what I would like to do, if I may. I'm going to type the word pineapple into the screen with you. And let's find the verdict. $4.05 for a pineapple today. All right, $4.05. In 2018, it was $2.28. Do I have any mathematicians out there in the courtroom tonight that can let me know what percentage that is? It shouldn't be over 20%. Now, let's be fair. In Judge Toto's courtroom, let's be fair. Prices increase about 1.2% on an annual basis. That's the cost of doing business. Now, let's look back over the years, shall we? 2016, we were up 1.3%, 17, 2.1, 18, 2.4, 2019, 1.8, the last year of Trump's presidency, 1.2. And then comes 2021, 4.7, 8.0, 2023, 4.1. Today, we're at 3.2. Compare that to being up 1.2. That is 2 percentage points higher than normal. Now, than normal. Someone tell me how much pineapples have gone up. How much have pineapples gone up? Do I have any math? 80. Cleophas says 87%. Okay. All right. I tell you what I want y'all to do. Somebody keep a running total. Do I have a court reporter? Write 87% down. Okay. There we go. Let's go back and look at these receipts. Let's look at another receipt from another customer. Let's see. Let's do 14 ounces of ketchup. Heinz ketchup, $1.98. All right. Fair enough. $1.98. Let's go see. how much ketchup 1 or 14 ounces is. Let's find out. $3.12. Okay. Compared to what? $1.98. Will somebody tell me how much ketchup has gone up? Do I have any court reporters? Come on now. Come on now. Anyone? Anyone. Supposedly prices are only up 20%. 20% on ketchup. Where are we at on ketchup? Dale Mudgett, 55% higher on ketchup. All right, let's go back to court. We need the next evidence to come up, and I can't read that evidence, so let me pull it up on my computer, and I'll find on that one. Let's see. All right, on this particular one, let's look at a Graham pie crust was 85 cents. Now, let's go see what a Graham pie crust is today. A Graham pie crust. Hey, we're having, honey, this is real court. $1.65. $1.65. Compared to 85 cents. $1.65. Can someone tell me how much Graham pie crust have gone up? Anyone? Now, we're not talking about if you have coupons and all that, okay? Pie crust. Someone help me. Pie crust. Pie crust. 94%. 94%. Judge Toto's about to make a ruling. Oh, yes, he is. Let's look at another one, shall we? Just for the, for the fun of it. Here's a receipt. Let's see. Eggs, all right. Large eggs, $2.82. Let's see how much large eggs are today. $4.63 for a 12 count. $4.63 for a 12 count. An 18 count, $6.83. I don't know how many counts that one was. Let's go with the cheaper one, $4.63. $4.63. So how much have eggs gone up, ladies and gentlemen? Kim Reed said her ketchup is $4.50. How much have eggs gone up, ladies and gentlemen? 64%. 96%, sorry, okay? All right. Well, let's do one more just because I like being Judge Toto. That's why. Let's look at this one, shall we? That's a gasoline receipt. $1.82. $1.82. I think mine right now is about $3.69. So that's almost, I'm going to shoot about 80% higher. All right, court reporter, I need you to take all of these percentages and divide them by how many, and give me an average percentage of how much everything's gone up. According to Camela, it's up 20%. According to Camela, it is up 20%. 20%. Would someone tell me an average of all of those, please, quickly? That is correct, Mark Grote. Someone take all of those, please, quickly. I believe there was 5 or 6, 4, however many. Add them together, multiply them by how many receipts we went over, and let me know. All right. Dale Mudgett said everything has gone up 65%. So before the court is the question, is Kamala Harris a truth teller or a liar? I render my verdict as the official judge of the Maga movement that Kamala Harris, henceforth, today and forever, is a liar. Seven times. Court is adjourned. Thank you for watching tonight. I hope you have a wonderful evening. May God bless you, and may He always bless the United States of America. No class Thursday night. I will be on an airplane headed to Texas. No class Thursday night. I love you, America. Good night.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today.
'Cause this flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
God bless the USA.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea,
From Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA,
where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't